Okay, so I'm not quite as hyped on all the albums that King Gizzard are releasing this year. I know a lot of people have loved the past few so far. I haven't, unfortunately. Flying Microtonal Banana was pretty good. I didn't love it though. It was a good release. It felt like a good solid follow-up to Nonagon Infinity, which I absolutely loved. That was in my top 10 favourites of 2016. But then Murder of the Universe came out, and that didn't interest me at all, to be honest. It was okay at points, but I feel like it should have been one of those albums that they'd sat with way longer than they had, and fully fledged out all the ideas and turned it into like a big epic album. But unfortunately it came only a few months after Flying Microtonal Banana, so of course they probably didn't really spend as long with it as they should have, I don't think. And with this new album, Sketches of Brunswick East, I'm feeling the same with this, honestly. I feel again that they could have waited a bit longer, spent more time with this album, because what they're doing on this album is actually really quite inventive, and I feel as though that this actually could be a great sound if they carried this on. What they're doing on this new album is that they're fusing jazz sounds with the already psychedelic tinged rock that they've got going on, and it has provided a really nice, easy listening album. Like it honestly falls mostly in the background most of the time. I mean, there aren't many points where I'm like, ooh, like it's very much like one of those soft rock albums that you don't really feel like you want to pay attention to all the way through, because there isn't much there to get you interested. And I think the important thing when you approach jazz music is that you really do have to take time with this. I mean, it's not an easy sound to master. You probably should spend time playing it live, doing it in live settings and kind of crafting and honing a new unique sound and thinking of all these different ideas. This album is a collaboration with Mild High Club, so of course this isn't only King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, but I still feel like they still could have, spent a bit more time together in their studio, just kind of playing a few live shows, doing different sounds. All these different ideas could have flowed together, and this could have been a really good album. So basically, I think I like this album in theory than I have in practice. There are a lot of highlights on this album though, especially the track Tezeta. It's a very classic King Gizzard song with the vocals, Tezeta, Tezeta. It's very weird and, out of this world kind of thing that King Gizzard are always great at doing. And the book is such an experimental song. I mean, there's so many weird sounds going on in the background, and yeah, there is a bit of a jazz mix in this song, but it's not quite as prominent on this track, but I do think it still works really well in the context of the album. And Rolling Stoned is such a great instrumental track. Honestly, it sounds like something Madlib would create. I could imagine MF Doom rapping over this. I feel like it would really work, and it's such a well-crafted jazz song. I really love this one. So of course, I do enjoy a lot of the ideas that they're putting together on this album. It's not like I'm completely slating it as being a terrible release and they should have not released it right now. It's just, I feel like King Gizzard are so talented that I just don't want to be oversaturated with their music at such a quick rate that I'm gonna end up getting bored of them as a band. It's just that out of all the releases I've heard from this band so far, I feel like this one falls in the background the most. It doesn't quite grab you all the way through as well as I feel like it could have if it had been done to perfection. And I'm going to leave it at that. King Gizzard are proving that they're a very versatile band. I admire their prolific output. They're putting out pretty decent albums very quick after the other, so that is impressive, but they're just merely decent and they're not quite appealing to me as much as I want them to appeal to me. But still, very talented band. They're doing a lot of cool things in music that a lot of bands aren't doing. But for me, I'm going to say this album is a C-. What's your favourite King Gizzard album? And subscribe to this channel if you like this review, and have a good day.